What's up? I'm here. I'm Keith Kalfitz with the Window Cleaning Blueprint YouTube channel. I'm here with Dan Platta, the CEO of Blue Skies Bookkeeping, and he built a multi-million-dollar window cleaning operation, and it's been part of a group that buys and sells businesses. You've done it all. What were you going to say?
Actually, yesterday, right in the backyard here, we were working on another acquisition. So
you're working on another acquisition.
You can either spend money on marketing to buy clients, or you can spend money on somebody else's business to buy clients. It's no different.
He's at the point where he's buying and selling businesses. That's awesome.
That's why you need a good P&L, Keith.
That's what we're talking about.
Then you know how to buy somebody's business.
Oh, so what is a P&L statement, and why is it so important to know this in your business, and how do you get a P&L statement? Talk all about that.
P&L statement.
My arm is tired.
I was gonna say, yeah,
it's a good workout.
Yeah,
even better.
That's nice. So a P&L statement stands for profit and loss, which means how did you perform over a period of time. So when you're running a P&L statement, you're looking at
it's crazy windy.
The cotton tree throws off some noise.
Yeah.
So when you're looking at a P&L statement, you're talking about how did you perform from this time period to that time period, and it starts with how much you sold, what your revenue is, and then you've got a few buckets of costs that are going to eat away at that every time you go out to do work. The big one, and check the last video on cost of goods sold.
I'll put a link in the description below.
The first thing that comes out of your P&L, comes out of your revenue when you make money, is cost of goods sold. Those are the expenses at the job site. The next things that are going to hit are marketing. You had to pay some marketing somehow to get that customer to come in. Maybe not. Maybe it was a referral, something like that, or a repeat client. But chances are you had to engage with them somehow through some sort of marketing. So you got some marketing expenses there.
Oh, I want to interject one thing.
Yeah.
Dan, his company, and he's doing my books and sending me a monthly P&L now. And when I look at my P&L statement, I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing. I can see what's going on in the business, like this crystal clear snapshot. So, all right, keep going.
These, what I'm going to go through here is exactly what we have in Keith's P&L. We have it set up exactly like this in each of these buckets. So after marketing, which is how you get leads to come in the door, the next bucket is your admin bucket, which is how you convert that lead into a client. So you're paying somebody in the office, maybe you're taking a salary, you've got a bookkeeper maybe to help you figure all this stuff out. That's like your admin stuff, the stuff that happens in the office, the stuff that converts your leads into clients and gets them on the schedule. And then you have, and this next spot is like the secret sauce if you want to have a really profitable business. It's the smallest area on your P&L, and it's usually where guys go broke spending money on stupid shit. So the overhead costs in your business, the ones that don't make you any money, those are oftentimes fixed and oftentimes variable, and we split them up into two different ways like that because you may be you think about how you spend money on these things differently. So fixed overhead costs are ones that you contract once a year and then you live with. So it's things like utility bills, software, rent, insurance, stuff that are bigger one-time decisions. And it's more about your negotiating than it is like how you make decisions over time. So those are fixed costs. And if you're bad at negotiating or just kind of willy-nilly, those are going to get out of control. And the terrible thing about fixed costs is you can't get out of them. Once you're locked into them, it's going to take a year to get out of them. So like if your business goes down, your fixed costs don't go down, right? Like you're still spending that money and they eat you up. The other one where I see guys that are not very frugal go wrong is in their variable costs. Variable costs are reactive and not proactive. They're when things come up and you spend money on them. So like meals and entertainment, travel, repairs and maintenance, where maybe you're beating up your equipment a lot, or you're just not fixing it yourself and you're taking it in and paying somebody too much to do it, but it's a reactive thing. Something happens and you have to spend money on it to fix it, or maybe you fix it yourself and save some money or do something different. But those variable costs are a really good measure of frugality. And if you're spending a lot of money on variable costs, on reactive decisions, chances are you're not making a lot of money because every time you spend that money. So this is my favorite stat. In the P&L, revenue's super important. It's sexy, growing sales, spending money on marketing, super cool. Guess what? In our businesses, we make about 20% after all of our expenses, if we're crushing it. 20% is a really good level of profitability. That means every time we spend $1 on anything, we have to go make $5. To make any money profitability-wise, because we only get to keep 20% of the dollar that we make. Every time we spend a dollar, we have to 5x it in revenue. And that's if we're doing great. So if you go spend $100 on something, to even break even, you have to go make $500 of revenue to cover that $100 expense. Because when you make $500 of revenue, you only get to keep 20%. That's $100. So if there's one thing in your P&L to be thinking about like from a frugality standpoint, every time you're spending money in your P&L, always keep that 5x number in the back of your mind. Am I going to be able to, is this expense going to make me 5 times that dollar amount in revenue? That's that's the secret sauce.
So people who have had QuickBooks subscriptions or some financial software, they don't at all. They just think they know it in their heads. How do you get a P&L statement? How does somebody do that on their own, or if they don't have time to do it? What do they do?
So have an accounting software like QuickBooks. You gotta have something where you can put all these numbers in and try to organize it. And you don't have to organize it exactly how I said. There's a lot of ways to do it. Depends how you think. You just want to do it in a way that helps you make decisions, helps you make money. We use QuickBooks Online for all of our customers. Works great for service industry. If you don't have QuickBooks Online, hit me up because I get to buy it for half price. So I can get you a deal on it. But if you like doing it, do it. Like, get your bookkeeping going, get on QuickBooks, whatever you want to use, but just do it. Do it on a weekly basis. If that sounds miserable to you or like you don't have time, then hire me to do it, because I do that every week for all of our clients and I actually like it. So
I was a little embarrassed when we signed up with him because everybody was recommending Dan Platta. I'm like, oh, I don't want him to see my books because I don't have time to do them and it's a mess. But,
I get that a lot. And the only shame is in not hiring somebody to do it. Like if you're behind on it, the only thing to be ashamed of is not doing it. So as long as somebody's doing it, whether it's you, me, or somebody else, just make sure somebody's doing it. Like you owe it to yourself to have good data. You owe it to yourself to be able to make good decisions. And it's totally cool if you don't like messing around in QuickBooks. I don't really know, like I'm a weirdo. I don't know a lot of other small business owners that are like, can't wait to wake up Saturday morning and start cranking on my QuickBooks. I do. It drives my wife nuts because she's like, what? Like, could you just sleep in once? And I'm like, no. Like, I want to wake up and work on. Like, I'm gonna wake up, make my coffee, start working on Keith's books. That's what I do. But if you're not like me, which is totally cool, because you're probably not, hire somebody to do it. Hire me. Hire your brother. Hire somebody that knows bookkeeping and accounting to manage your QuickBooks for you and give you some data, give you some better money insights.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Dan. This is Dan Platta. I like that shirt.
It's good. It's colorful, isn't it? Dominate the day. Just remember, 5x. Every time you spend money, 5 times that you need to go get in revenue. Every dollar you spend, make sure you're 5xing it in revenue.
That's awesome. All right, if you like this video, hit the like button. Make sure you smash the subscribe button. I'll put out all of Dan's links below and links to other videos that we've done, so you can learn more about managing your books and your finances in your own service business. Thanks, Dan.
P&Ls, baby.
Yes.